is an examination? What is exam stress? It creates a stress. For example, you have 5 chapters to... Hi, hello, how are you guys? Hope you're all well and safe in your home. I would like to apologize you guys for not having a continuation in my videos because I'm in a med school and I was not able to give you contents and videos because I was engaged with my final examinations. I'm not a very good scorer. I'm having a tough game in my med school, so I had to cope up with the new education plan that everything is going online now. So I had to adapt myself to the online classes and the online examinations. So I would like to apologize for not having a continuation in my videos, and I would promise whenever I get time, I'll post a video for you guys, and I most probably I would like to maintain a continuation on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. I'm just done with my examinations. The amount of stress I faced was to a next level. So I thought, why could I not do a content on examination stress? So the topic for today is examination stress. Welcome to How and What. First of all, what is an examination? By definition, examination is to test the ability or the skill of a person. It's more like a self-analysis on how much you know the content or how much you're well prepared with that subject. Examination gives you a personal test on how much you are prepared with the subject, and if you're given a situation, how well can you use your knowledge and understanding in that situation. It's more like a self-analysis, and the system teaches you to understand the subject and use it in your life. So, what is exam stress? When you have a target and you haven't completed it, there creates a stress. For example, you have 5 chapters to be completed for the examination. You are done with just 2 chapters and you have 3 chapters for the next day. So usually if you have a habit of completing like 1 chapter a day, on that day before the exam you have to complete 3 more chapters. There creates a stress. So when you don't finish your work on time, there creates a stress. So what to do for this and how to do it? From now, this content is for the parents. If the parents are watching, please take note on what I'm saying, and if the children are watching or the students are watching, please ask your parents to watch this. So from here, this is for the parents. From age 1 to age 18, most of the conditioning is done by the parents. So here are a few tips for the parents to condition your children not to get exam stress and not to fear the exam. So teach your children exams are for self-analysis and it's not for judging who they are. Point number 2. Do not say your children to be serious because exams are approaching. Ask them to complete their portion on the day and don't stress them to complete it because they have their exams. Say them they have to complete the portion, they have to complete the subject to get the understanding and not for the exam purpose only. Say them to be prepared but not to be worried. Note this point, there is always a difference to say your child to get prepared and asking them to be worried. For example, a child who is playing outside and he has an exam tomorrow, but he's not well ready for the exam. So what the parent says is, they just call the children and say, are you not worried? Don't you get afraid that you have an exam tomorrow? So the mentality of the children is, when we have an exam, we should fear. When we have an exam, we should worry. If you're doing this, stop doing that right now. Ask them to make a self-analysis on how and what. How they are going to plan for the examination and what they are going to do for it. Ask them to make a plan well before the examination so that they will not have stress during examination. Ask them to be prepared, not afraid. Most important thing, never say your children what you have seen, I have already faced it. Because once the world was said to be flat and now the reality is different. So what you have learned is completely different from what your child is learning today. So don't compare yourself with your children and demotivate them. If you want to motivate them, say them that they can do it. Say them to be prepared. Say them to face it and not get afraid of it. So the question comes here. When do you get an exam stress? Again, when you don't complete your portion on time, or when you don't get the enough amount of knowledge you need to attend the examination, when you're not well prepared for the examination, you get the exam stress. What to do for that now? The answer is, do your reading to the fullest. Read daily. Do your reading to the fullest. And make an analysis on how well you are prepared and how much you know the content beforehand, before the examination. Many of you guys even think, why should I be tested? Why should I be getting an examination? Why should I be giving the examination, or why should I be proving myself to someone else? So the question is, what is the purpose of an examination? So this is for an example. Think you have $1 million and you have a company, a multi-billion-dollar company is being given to you. Imagine giving that 1 million you have as a salary to a person working under you who is taking control of that multi-billion-dollar company. Whom do you think will you give? I'll give 3 options to you. One guy who has no certificates, no educational background, no qualifications, nothing. Number 2, a guy who has a degree, well prepared, is well knowledged, and he is doing great in his interview. Third person, you. Compare yourself with the others. The one who's having the money is you, and imagine, will you give that money if you have to a person who is having the same knowledge as you? You will get to know the purpose of the examination. Examination is important to prove your worth, what you are capable of, to someone else who doesn't know who you are. So the purpose of the examination is not to prove who you are. The main purpose is to gain a trust that you are capable of doing that. Let's get to the how questions. Basic question is how to study. Very simple. According to the research, it says that the human mind can concentrate for 20 to 35 minutes on an average. I have researched this, and the research paper is submitted from a university, and I have given the link in the description. You can go and check it out. You can go and read. The exact time is 20 to 35 minutes. So if the human mind crosses that, your concentration might skip. So take a break after every 20 to 35 minutes. You can go outside. You can breathe so that your brain gets oxygen so we can focus more. How to manage exam stress? Okay. I would suggest you always be prepared, but don't be cautious. Always be prepared, but don't be cautious. Let me give you an example. There is a clear-cut definition between cautious and being prepared. What is being cautious is to be careful to avoid a potential problem or a danger. So being prepared is to be ready to do or deal with something. So here I say you to be prepared than cautious, because you are getting ready to face your problem, and I don't want you to be cautious to avoid the problem. Start facing your problems than avoiding your problems. Exam is a test given for you to know how much you are capable of performing in that, and not to avoid the problem. So try to face your problems, be prepared, and be the best. So guys, we have given content for parents to condition your children, also for students to have a better performance in the next examination to the upcoming new year. Hope you all perform so well amidst this pandemic and be a good citizen to the country and be a good citizen to the world. Have a great day and thank you for your time. Please subscribe, smash the like button, share button. You are in. Have a wonderful day.